Why, hello there again, fellow viewers of the internet. Yep, that's right, we're going back to Wild Kratts again. You guys thought I was done after the whole these guys aren't villains fiasco, but here we are again. Speaking of which, that is who we're talking about today, the villains. Or, more specifically, charging the villains for their crimes. Now, this was by no means an easy thing for me to do, because I had to look at every single Wild Kratts episode in every single season of the very long-running show to find this out. And I probably still didn't get it 100% accurate, but I tried. With that being said, this is strictly a fun video. It is by no means legitimate. I am not a real lawyer, nor do I plan on being one, because let's face it, they don't have hearts, and I am not that heartless of a person. So I cannot legitimately tell you their punishments for their crimes, nor can I actually give the most accurate depiction of these crimes. But what I can do is that I can indeed tell you about their crimes, because as an adult, I kind of have to follow and know all of my local laws. So I do know that much, so I'll try my best. But again, just remember that this is just a fun video, so please don't take it out of context. Anyway, let's first start out with the main antagonist himself, Zach Varmitek. Now, Zach was the easiest one for me to do because he is the main antagonist. He has committed a lot of crimes, and he's the one who we see the most of, which means he's the one that I have the most evidence of him committing those crimes. And those crimes include kidnapping, attempted murder, identity theft, harassment, trespassing, property damage, and of course, animal cruelty as well as abuse. Now, I'm not going to go into depth about these crimes, nor am I going to share and explain my experience of coming to this conclusion, as well as finding evidences of him committing these crimes, because I don't want the video to be too long, and plus you could literally do it yourself. You forgot one, buddy. Oh yeah? What's that? Sexual harassment, because let's face it, if you had a Viva as your prisoner. Okay, moving on. We have Gourmand. Now, Gourmand was a very tricky one to find out, because he hides his crimes very well. He is also kind of the jack of all trades in terms of the villains of the show, but the ones that I could find, the crimes that he's committed, are arguably way worse than the other ones combined. And the reason being is because his crimes include kidnapping, attempted kidnapping, abuse, attempted murder, theft, attempted cannibalism, animal abuse, and of course, animal cruelty, as well as the usage of illegal items and cooking without a license. Now, the show did kind of do a little bit of work for me here, because they explicitly say that he is cooking legally and he got his chef license taken away. But anyway, here is where we will find Danita Tanada. She was another tricky one to charge, because she's a little bit odd, because the crimes that she's actually committed aren't as bad as in comparison to the other ones. She also hasn't committed nearly as much as the other ones have, nor are her crimes near devastating compared to the other two. Her crimes include kidnapping, attempted kidnapping, abuse, animal cruelty, as well as harassment. Now we get on to the easiest ones of this list, and those are the henchmen of both Danita Tanada and Paisley Paver, who we will address soon. Now, the henchmen were the easiest one to put on this list, because they're essentially just that. They're henchmen. They're just following their boss's orders and doing what is asked of them to do. With that being said, though, Rex is clearly the more evil of the two henchmen, because he actually knows what he's doing, while Davio is too stupid to realize what he's doing half the time. compared to Rex, who is fully aware of what he's doing is illegal, but he does them anyway, similar to his boss. While Davio is kind of just like, huh? What's going on? Sort of instance, but yeah. But they still haven't committed nearly as much crimes as the others on this list. Their crimes include aiding and abetting, property damage, and trespassing for Rex. He has committed the same crimes as his boss, plus aiding and abetting. But Davio is clearly only just been doing aiding and abetting. Because like I said before, Rex is totally aware of what he is doing while Davio is not. And now we finally address the elephant in the room. The newest addition to the cast, Paisley Paver. Now, Paisley was another tricky one because she is so new and that she hasn't had that much time to shine like the other ones have, nor has she been the one to commit as many crimes as the other ones have. Plus, she is the only villain who has had a redemption arc, so the only crimes that I could find her accusement of have been property damage, trespassing, kidnapping, attempted kidnapping, and animal cruelty. She, as well as her henchmen, are the only ones on this list who haven't committed animal abuse, ironically enough. Now we finally get to the end of the video, but first, a commercial break. Deodorant! Get yours today! Wait a second, I have to be weird about it, because deodorant commercials are weird. Now, here is where we find the Wild Kratts crew themselves. Yep, that's right. I have found a couple of crimes that they have committed as well. You guys might be the heroes of the story. You guys might be the main characters of the entire show. But you still have to face justice. Now, since they're the main heroes, they haven't committed much, but still. Their crimes include property damage, reckless endangerment, child endangerment, and trespassing. Now, their crimes aren't as bad as the villains, for obvious reasons, but they still have committed them. Because, guess what, guys? Those robots aren't technically yours, those pavers aren't technically yours, and those mannequins aren't technically yours either. And sending a child into the middle of the Amazon rainforest with a man-eating jaguar without parental supervision is a good idea. Now, despite me saying this, I do not hate this show at all. It's still one of my favorite shows till this very day. It was my favorite show as a kid, as well. I just wanted to do something fun, and I kind of wanted to have a whole new look and project of me to do while looking at the show with fresh adult eyes. Oh, and also have a MatPat moment of ruining your childhood. And the only crime that Aviva has committed is stealing my heart.